All right, what's going on, guys? Today I want to talk to you about flexibility for kicking. Along with strength and balance, flexibility is one of those main limiting factors that prevents people from developing strong kicks and decent looking kicks and powerful kicks at every height. So not just at the legs or the torso, but also at the head, because a head kick is a very powerful tool. And if you're not developing your ability to kick, you're not developing your full potential as a fighter. So we want to work on those things that are limiting our ability to kick properly, to kick powerfully, and to kick functionally in a fighting situation. Now, I'll be going over the strength and balance aspects in another video. Don't forget to check that out. But this one, we're going to talk about flexibility. I'm not a naturally flexible guy, and there are probably a lot of guys out there watching this video that are not naturally flexible. One thing I want to caution you is, you don't need to be a super flexible guy to be able to kick a man in the head, especially if he's your height. There's only a certain level of flexibility you actually require. Anything above and beyond that, you're going to start losing some strength in the movement. So really, we want to just make sure that we're maximizing your flexibility, so you're kicking only in those ranges that you absolutely need. I have literally no need to be able to take my leg and stretch it straight up here, when all I need is to be able to bring it right about here to kick my normal opponents in the head. And if someone's too tall, if they're significantly taller than me, I'm just going to chop down at the legs like I'm chopping a tree when I'm throwing kicks anyway. So, but getting to flexibility, like I said, I'm not a naturally flexible person, but there are things that I do every day to maintain the flexibility I do have, so I can kick effectively. Usually the first thing I do, I start off with a 2 to 3 minute warm up, either with a jump rope or shadow boxing, something like that. And then I'll move into joint rotation. Now I do joint rotations for my entire body, wrist, elbow, shoulders, spine. We'll be going today over just those joint rotations for the lower body to help you get warmed up and get flexible for kicking. So for the lower body, the main ones you're thinking about are hip rotations. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of make this hula hoop type motion with my hips. I'm getting a good stretch right there on the hip flexors. I have no idea if this is actually how you hula hoop. I've never hula hooped in my life, maybe when I was a kid, but we'll just say you're hula hooping here. And I'll probably do about 10 to 20 one direction and 10 to 20 in another direction. Get those hips nice and loose and mobile. This joint rotation. Once I do those, I'll do the same thing with my knees. Now, be careful with the knees. You don't want to extend it out too much. This is a very light joint rotation, moving the joint through its normal range of motion. Here, I'll put my hands on my knees just to make sure I'm not going too far in any direction. Just slightly out to the side, back, slightly out to the side, and then forward. Again, we're just describing circles like in the hip rotation hula hoop drill. Other direction. That. And again, I'll do somewhere between 15 and 20 repetitions, 10 and 20 repetitions there. Then we'll move on to the ankles. You want to have some good ankle mobility there. So circle it one way, just like I'm trying to draw some circles with my big toe here in the air. Do about 10, 20 each direction and each foot. Don't forget your other foot. So, all right. And so once I get done with my shadow boxing warm up or my jump rope warm up and my joint rotations, then I'll move into some more dynamic stretching exercises. One of the first ones I like to do is a type of stretching lunge. This is a dynamic stretch. This is different from your typical lunge where we're really using it to build either balance or strength. In this, I'm actually trying to stretch. So it's a much deeper lunge. Start off here, feet together. I'm going to lunge out very deeply. As I do so, I'm going to turn my upper body to the kind of towards the leg that has the leading leg here. So I'm going to take a big deep stretch, and I'm really going to feel it here in my quad and in my hip flexor, and then back. And this is just a real quick, and I'll probably do about 10, 15 of these from the side. I don't want to deep enough. There we go. Get that nice and warm. Next thing I'll do, now this is one of the few static stretches that I do during my typical warm-up. It's the butterfly stretch. You're going to need to sit down and have the feet touch each other. I'm going to pull my heels into my groin, my junk, right there. And with my elbows, I'm actively going to push down here. And I like to hold this stretch for a good 30 seconds, sometimes to 1 minute. If I'm feeling really tight, one day if I've done a lot of swings or something like that beforehand, I'm just tighten the legs, I will hold this for a lot longer, because what I want to do is I want to inhibit some of the muscles here from firing. I want to loosen them up really, really well, because if they're not loose, they're not going to be helping me kick. They're actually going to be preventing me from kicking with any height and with any power. We're putting the brakes on. So I want to inhibit those muscles to a degree. Not too, you're not going to inhibit them too much, but just enough so I can get that flexibility. Now, right now, I don't know if you noticed, I'm still dealing with a little bit of a knee injury. So getting in here tightly, this actually kind of hurts a little bit for me, and I'm not able to push down quite as strongly on this side. Because I'm getting a lot of pain right here. So an alternative to the butterfly, if you're having a knee issue like I am right now, and for the love of God, do this one alone, because this looks really, really sexual, to say anything. But what I'll do is I'll kind of split out with my legs, get a good stretch here, and kind of get on my forearms, and I'll kind of just rock back and forth, kind of pushing my butt back just a little bit, and you'll feel that stretch in here, kind of arch my back a little bit to really get the stretch. And like I said, this is a very, very sexual looking posture, so do it alone. So no one's watching, no one in your gym bro is coming on to you after that one. So once I've gotten that stretch down, I move into more specific types of stretching. One of the first ones I like to do is the knee to chest stretch. This one, again, is going to be loosening up everything in here. Allows me to quickly get that knee up for blocking or for throwing a knee. But really, and just like it sounds, I'm going to be taking my knee, my thigh, slamming it against my chest. Hey, hey, just like that. And you can hear the force here. Same thing here. This is a great warm-up to get it up. All right. Next one I'm going to do, again, staying with these specifics. Just a basic leg swing. This is going to stretch this hamstring group in a dynamic way. It's also going to stretch a little bit of the hip flexor group. And just real lightly swing it up and back, up and back, up and back. And I'm holding on to this, so I had that stability. You tried without it, it doesn't work so well, especially on the backswing. So I'll probably do about 10 reps of this. 10 reps of the knee to chest as well. From the side, it looks like this. I'll do both legs. Next, and actually final, this is one of my favorite stretches to use. This is these are hand kicks. We're going to be doing 2 hand kicks, the axe kick and the side kick. They're stretching movements, so it's a stretching axe kick and it's a stretching side kick. Now, the reason they're called hand kicks is because you're going to be kicking your hand. What kicking your hand does, it tricks your nervous system. A lot of times when you're moving at high speed, your nervous system wants to put the brakes on your on that movement because it's afraid that there's going to be some sort of muscle damage. So it tenses up and it prevents full range of motion for that movement. It's a protective measure. Now, it's not always very helpful for you. So to kind of trick your nervous system, you place your hand in the way. And your body knows that your hand is there to stop it. So you're not going to go crazy, you're not going to tear anything. It's just a way to fool your nervous system to get a little bit more flexibility out. It just kind of shuts off some of those overreactions that your central nervous system might have. So the first one I like to do is it's an axe kick type movement. And really all that is I'm going to swing my leg up and again it's going to stretch that kind of hamstring group back here. I'm going to bring it up and I'm just going to stop it with my hand as it reaches kind of the extreme ends of my flexibility. So again, fighting stance, again, this is a very specific stretch for martial artists and kickers specifically. Have that hand ready. I'm going to try to lock my leg out as much as possible. Like I said, I'm not a very flexible person, so you'll see some bend in my leg, but I will tell you now, I feel the stretch as I'm doing it. Aim soft. 2, 3, 4. I'll do about 10 each leg. Like that. From the side, it looks like this. Here, in my fighting stance, swing the leg up, have the hand here, just like that. I stole this from Taekwondo. I spent years training in Taekwondo, so this is actually a Taekwondo drill, but it's very, very effective. The side kick, very similar. I'm going to point my heel at my imaginary target over here, and I'm going to swing my leg up as high as I can. I'm going to have my hand here to block it. Now, I start off with some low ones here, and then gradually bring it up higher and higher. And I'll do about 10 reps each side, just like that. And usually about that point, I'm ready to actually get into my workout. Nice and warm up. I can actually feel it just doing that. Right now, I'm starting to sweat just a little bit. My body's nice and warm. I feel flexible. I feel loose. I feel good. I feel like kicking somebody in the head. Go ahead and try this out, guys. Let me know how it works for you down in the comments section. If you like this video, if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Sawadee ka. Thank you.